Main news brought to you by Moose Milling and GoTV Broadcasting Zambia Limited.
Radio Changelo, restoring everything in Christ with love and truth. Good afternoon. With the main news, I'm Clara Singer. The headlines. Verify facts before publishing. Educate the public on the contents of the cybercrime and cyber security bill. Plus, the 2021 local golfing season to tee off tomorrow at Nkana Golf Club in Kitwe. Remember, you can watch us live on Radio Changelo Facebook page and also listen to us on Radio Garden. And now the details. Journalists have been challenged to verify information before publishing. Bloggers of Zambia Chief Executive Officer Richard Malonga said media practitioners should strive to verify facts before stories are published. Speaking during the multi-stakeholder orientation and engagement meeting on fighting misinformation and promoting democracy in Zambia, held at Shabon Lodge today, Mr. Malonga added that amid a digital world, there is a lot of misinformation at the expense of ordinary Zambians. At the same meeting, Panos Institute of Southern Africa Executive Director Muzi Sifile said misinformation is a threat to national development and democracy. The multi-stakeholder orientation and engagement meeting has attracted journalists, civil society organizations, and some community members. Health Minister Jonas Chanda has urged members of the public to seek medical attention early when they test positive for COVID-19. And the country has in the last 24 hours recorded 687 new cases from the 6,255 tests conducted with 8 deaths. Speaking during today's COVID-19 update, Dr. Chanda said some members of the public were taking long to take COVID-19 patients to the hospital, which he said should not be the case. The health minister also said that it was disheartening to note that some health workers were demanding for money before people could be tested for COVID-19. Students at Mufulira's Ronald Ross Hospital say they feel motivated with the initiative of sponsoring best nursing students in 3 faculties. Kantanshi Member of Parliament Anthony Mumba has introduced a program of sponsoring 6 best second-year students studying registered and public health nursing as well as midwifery at Ronald Ross Hospital by offering them full scholarships to be paid by his office. Speaking during the launch of the program, the students said the initiative was encouraging. Others said the move would lessen pressure on their parents who have been having challenges to pay their tuition fees.
The initiative is very motivating to other students that haven't been able to be rewarded with this sponsorship. That's what I can say. I can say that this initiative, which has been brought here at Ronald Ross, is motivating to other fellow students because we'll be improving in our studies and it will motivate us to work so hard and it will give us that motivation to study hard and to focus on our studies. And it is really helping because other students are having financial problems. So those that study hard, so we given that opportunity, and that's really great. Really thankful for the honor. It's a very, very good initiative because a girl child, at least we know that we have that someone who's pushing us moving to more and even achieve greater heights. So with this new initiative, I think it's a big motivation for us to be working harder and improve the whole sector in Zambia.
And Kantanshi lawmaker Anthony Mumba called on students to strive for excellence.
Come by, we want to find ways of continuing to motivate those that aspire for excellence. And this is why, out of your 3 faculties, that's under the registered nursing program, public health nursing, as well as the registered midwifery pre-services, we will start a new program, which will be spearheaded by my office. We'll be supporting the best performing students. That's male, female, robotic programs. So which in total is 6. So we'll cover all the fees, all their uniforms, everything that comes with going into the third.
Meanwhile, Haruna Ross, acting principal tutor, public health program, Dorothy Walia, implored student nurses to continue working hard.
That you should always work hard. Another opportunity may come when you're not expecting it, so you should be prepared.
Community Action Against Corruption has advised the government to educate the public on the contents of the Cybercrime and Cyber Security Bill. Community Action Against Corruption says the bill should be explained clearly and not rushed in order to avoid what happened to the Amendment Bill number 10. Community Action Against Corruption Chief Executive Officer Brighton Tembo says the bill is progressive and that Zambians should realize that the country cannot advance in cyber technology without laws to regulate the usage of information technology. Mr. Tembo adds that it is the duty of government to explain to citizens the importance of the bill than allowing some civil society organizations to mislead people on the document. A member of the UPND National Management Committee, Subeton Telo, has praised Mutale Nalumango for taking up the position of party vice president. Earlier this week, UPND leader Hakainde Hichilema appointed Mutale Nalumango as his deputy. Speaking to Radio Ichengala News, Ms. Mutelo said the appointment of Nalumango to the party's second highest position is encouraging and an indication that women are ready for bigger decision-making positions in different functions. In sports, the 2021 local golfing season officially tees off tomorrow with the 2-day Reliant Mining Classic Championship at Nkana Golf Club in Kitwe. 50 golfers are expected to be in action as golf swings back to life at Nkana Golf Club. This competition has excited the Golfers Association of Zambia, who have pledged to follow the COVID-19 guidelines. Golfers Association of Zambia Media and Publicity Chairperson Alfred Tamba said the teeing off of the season was good for the development of golf in Zambia. This news broadcast comes to you in the community service of Radio Ichengala with the compliments of Moose Milling and GoTV Broadcasting Zambia Limited. And now the international news is monitored from the BBC. Mozambique has reached the first batch of 200,000 COVID-19 vaccine doses from the Chinese government. The vaccines by Sinopharm were received on Wednesday by Prime Minister Carlos Agostinho do Rosario at Maputo International Airport. The Prime Minister said the government was working on getting more COVID-19 vaccines. Let's now have the BBC with stories from around the world.
Has announced that China has eradicated extreme poverty. He described the achievement as a miracle. Tackling extreme poverty globally has also been a key objective for the UN for many years. Here's our economics correspondent, Andrew Walker,
One of the United Nations Millennium Development Goals was to halve the proportion of the world's population living in extreme poverty. It was achieved ahead of the 2015 target due, to a large extent, to strong economic growth in the two countries with the largest populations, China and India. There is a current target to eliminate poverty altogether by 2030. It was always a very ambitious target, and the pandemic has been a serious setback. The World Bank has estimated that the health crisis could lead to an extra 150 million people being pushed into extreme poverty.
Facebook has banned Myanmar's army and its affiliates from using its platforms because of violence following this month's military coup. The army had tried to block Facebook while it was seizing power. Thousands of people have continued to gather in Myanmar for pro-democracy rallies. Armenia's Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan has sacked the head of the armed forces in a live online broadcast, accusing the military of an attempted coup. He made the move after the army alleged that inefficient governance and serious foreign policy mistakes had brought Armenia to the brink of collapse in last year's war with Azerbaijan. The BBC's Caucasus correspondent Rehan Dimitri reports.
The General Staff of the Armenian Armed Forces issued a statement protesting against the Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan's dismissal of the military leadership on Wednesday, calling for him and his government to resign. It said Mr. Pashinyan's decision was based on his personal ambitions and failed to take into account the national interests of the Republic of Armenia. Nikol Pashinyan responded by saying that the statement by the armed forces amounted to an attempt at a military coup. He has called for his supporters to gather in the center of the capital.
To end the main news, a reminder on stories that made headlines. Journalists are challenged to verify facts before publishing. Educate the public on the contents of the cybercrime and cyber security bill. Plus, the 2021 local golfing season to tee off tomorrow at Nkana Golf Club in Kitwe. Remember to always sanitize frequently, maintain social distance, and wear a face mask whenever in public in view of COVID-19. There we end the main news. Good afternoon.